Alrighty guys, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome back to the channel. So, there has been a huge turn of events here and globally due to the coronavirus, COVID-19. There's a problem that a lot of us are going to have to deal with, including myself. Now you guys are watching clips from last week. This is again the Smolov squat program that I've been doing for several weeks. I've been talking about it in my previous videos. However, now things have changed dramatically. Okay, so as of today, as of right now, as I'm making this video, the government has pretty much shut down places that have a lot of people, that have a huge congregation. So for example, gyms, restaurants, bars, movie theaters, all that stuff. Now that's going to affect many of you guys watching this video, and it's going to significantly affect myself as well. So what is the plan? What do I plan on doing? What can you do? What can I do? What can we all do? So I'll be very honest and I'll get straight to the point, okay? If the gyms are closed, there is absolutely nothing that you can do unless you already have a home gym, okay? Or unless you can afford a home gym. Now, if you can't afford a home gym, or if you don't know anybody that has a home gym, what can you do? That's a good question, okay? And the only answer that I could come up with right now at this point is you simply do, body weight exercises at home. You work on, flexibility, stretching, mobility, cardiovascular performance, all that stuff. So for example, you go run a mile, half a mile, quarter mile, whatever you can do. Maybe you walk, every night. You stretch for 20 minutes, 30 minutes every day. You do, 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 pull-ups. If you have like, a jug of milk or water or whatever you can find, whatever kind of weights you can find, you could do some curls, maybe tricep extensions. So you could do air squats. You could grab something, okay, and do some squats, weighted squats with that, just to keep the muscles activated, just to keep the blood flowing. However, I still can't believe that this is happening. This is it's making me super nervous, and I don't want to freak anybody out that's watching this video, but this is a pretty nerve-wracking virus, and I've never experienced anything like this, like a global pandemic. So definitely nervous and curious to see what will happen later on. And the thing that sucks is that the gyms are closed indefinitely, so we do not know when the gyms are going to open back up, okay? And that's a big problem, because if they told us, okay, the gyms are going to be closed for a month, okay, then we could plan something where we do something for a month, okay? Or they say, hey, you know what, the gyms are going to be closed for 3 months or 6 months or a whole year, okay? Or until we find a cure, or whatever, whatever the if is, okay? If we find a cure, we'll open up gyms. If we find a vaccine, we'll open. We don't know when the gyms are going to open back up, and that's what makes things a lot harder, because can you guys invest in a home gym, drop a few $1,000, okay, and invest in a home gym, and then in 2 weeks they open the gyms back up, and a lot of people are going to be pissed off because they bought we this equipment for their home gym, and now it's pretty much like, the reason for it is gone. The reason we bought it in the first place, or we would buy it, is because the gyms are closed, but now they open back up. So now you are in maybe a financial deficit, okay, financial problem, and you pretty much did it for no reason. The gyms are open and you have your squat racks open and benches and all that stuff. So it is a tough time to be in. I have a clip with Shazad I want to show you guys, just a little conversation that we had together, but after that I will continue this commentary. So what's your opinion on the pandemic?
Personally, I think people are freaking out about it. we don't have to stop our lives, because how long is it going to last? Like, how long are we going to cancel school? How long are we going to cancel going to work? I personally think that we should keep going. We should keep doing what we love to do. If you want to work out, work out. Obviously, take the precautions that you need to do, but don't just sit at home and do nothing.
So as young, healthy individuals, we should be okay, you know what I mean, in the gym or at work or wherever. Unless the CDC says if you have underlying health conditions like heart disease, diabetes, lung disease, any of that stuff, obviously you're more at risk, so you got to be careful. However, even if you're a healthy young guy, okay, or girl, and you're going into the gym, you have to be cautious, just like Shazad said, because of your parents and elderly people or people who are more at risk. So even if you get the virus, it might not affect you or kill you, but it might kill somebody else. So that's why you have to be very, very cautious. And in my opinion, okay, it actually is pretty serious. It is pretty serious. Because if I get infected, okay, and I go home and I talk to my dad or my mom or you know, somebody who has a bad health condition or bad immune system, they might die, and that's on me. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I think about it. So it could be very serious. So
but how long are we gonna not do our day-to-day lives? Like, how long are we gonna cancel school or cancel Juma prayer?
That's a good question.
You know what I mean?
So that's a good question. But look at Italy, okay? What happened to Italy is the whole country shut down because they weren't cautious enough. So I think the earlier we shut everything down, the less the virus is going to spread, and the earlier we could open things back up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the cure to the virus is not going to be out for at least another few months, at least like 6 months. You know what I mean? Because it's not easy to get a vaccine or a cure. So I'd say, like, just be cautious. If you're sick, quarantine yourself, isolate yourself. And like, I think it's a good measure to cancel schools, cancel Friday prayers, cancel big congregations, because that's just going to increase the spread of the virus.
Do you think, so if we do this for a long time, let's say 6 months we do this, and the businesses and schools get used to people doing things from home, so like basically changing everything to virtual, do you think that you know, we're going to get to a society where you think it's kind of like bridging the gap to where we do everything virtually, even after the virus? So are we going to start doing basically everything from home? Are we going to start working from home, doing like our little kids who need that social development? Are they going to start, you know, because I was talking to a sheikh here who is in charge of CVA, and he said that they're basically changing everything to a virtual classroom. So, you know what I mean? So are we gonna get to a point where we're gonna do that instead of actually going and having social interactions? I don't know.
Well, if you look at the world now, if you look at life now, okay, even if you look at us versus our parents, we are a lot more attached to our phones in the virtual world, social media, right? Like YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff. It's making everybody more antisocial than they already are and live in a virtual world. So I think in a case like this, okay, when there's a global pandemic, it's better to be in a virtual world. If you could work from home, work from home. You know what I mean? Like, why would you go to work if you don't need to go to work and get more exposed to more bacteria, more germs, and more? But I don't know.
I feel like it's gonna push, like,
yeah.
Like, I feel like it's gonna push the society to, like, basically, because after the pandemic is over, we're basically gonna be like, oh well, why do we need to go back to work? Because my company, if we figure out like how we're gonna work from home, it seems like you're only gonna need to go in the office like once a month, maybe once a month. So I feel like, yeah, and it makes sense. It makes sense, like, for, you know, the economy, like, you know, you don't have to spend gas to go to work. Like, I live 30 minutes from my job, so it makes sense for me. But at the same time, I'm like, what effect is that gonna have on us socially? Because we're like, we need to have interactions, and, you know, even like I'm like old school. Like, I'm against going to the self-checkout. Like, I'll still go in line because I want to have that interaction. I don't know. I just feel like we should, you know, still. And like, if you look at, you know, for example, like MMA, they're thinking about canceling. We're not canceling the fight between Khabib and Tony, but they're thinking about like not having any fans there. So, you know, yeah. So it's interesting.
The conversation you guys just heard was a few days ago before things started to shut down and whatnot. I don't know, man. It's a very, very weird situation. Very interesting, definitely interesting. So whoever's watching this, man, make sure you stay safe, you know, take the precautions. Every time I've been to the gym, I've wiped down everything. I've sanitized everything that I used. Okay, I've sanitized my water jug, I've sanitized my headphones, my phone, my hands. I wash my clothes immediately when I get home. I do not put them on the ground or in my closet or something like that. I put them straight into the washing machine. I wash them, I dry them, and then I hang them up. So I'm trying to take all the precautions. But this virus is airborne. It has a long incubation period, which makes it scary. So you could have it, and then you could be passing it on to different people, and you may not even know it. So that, I don't know, this virus is really, really interesting. But what I would highly recommend to you guys is try to be as safe as you can. Okay, don't take this lightly, because I know a lot of young people are saying, hey, you know, people are overreacting, it's not that big of a deal, this and that. Well, if you think about the fact that if you have the virus, okay, if you have the coronavirus, and then, you know, you spread it to an elderly person or a person that is their immune system is not that strong, okay, and that person passes away, right? You're probably you should feel guilty. You should feel a little bit guilty, even though you may not have meant it. But if you're taking all the precautions that you possibly can, then it's really not your fault at the end of the day. But if you're out and about, you know, touching things, putting things in your hands and in your mouth and getting close to people and all that stuff, and you don't take any precautions, and then you get somebody else sick and they pass away, then that is, you know, it could be your fault. In my opinion, it is your fault, because you didn't take the precautions that everybody is telling you to take. But anyways, aside from the coronavirus, all that news, I have no idea what I'm gonna do now for the Smolov. As you guys saw, I did the week 1 of the base cycle 4x9, 5x7, and then 7x5. The 7x5 workout that you guys are watching, I only actually did 5 sets of 5 repetitions, because my knee was hurting like super bad. My knee was in a lot of pain, so I didn't want to push it anymore, and I felt really, really weak that day and tired for whatever reason. So that's why I just did the 5 sets by 5 reps, and then I just went home. But in terms of the future, in terms of what I'm going to do, that is still yet to come. So if you guys are interested in that, I'm gonna try to come up with a plan, see what I can do. You know, we'll see what happens. We'll see what the government does. You know, if things stay shut down, if things start to open back up, we'll see what happens, man. We'll see if any gyms stay open or anything like that. But right now, what I would do is man, I haven't taken more than, you know, 5 days off, you know, from the gym in so long. Like ever since probably 2015, when I had my surgery and I was in the hospital for 10 weeks. That's probably the last time that I was actually out of the gym for more than like a week, okay? So it's very foreign to me to say that, hey, I'm just gonna wait for a week and see what happens if the gyms open back up. Well, for that whole week, I'm not gonna be going to the gym, which is gonna be really weird, okay? And I don't know how my body is going to react to it, what's going to happen to, you know, my strength, my size, all that stuff. But keeping that in mind, at the end of the day, it's okay. I'm gonna say it's okay to lose some gains, to lose some strength, you know, for the sake of the public's health. You know what I mean? I think it's a good sacrifice, and we're all in the same boat. We all have to suffer, you know what I mean, for a little bit. Now, if you have the financial ability to buy a home gym, definitely go ahead and do that. I would pull the trigger right now if I had the money. So what I'm probably gonna do right now is look for a used power rack and try to get just the essentials. 1 barbell, okay, some weights that maybe add up to 500 pounds, and a bench, and that's it, okay, and maybe a platform. I'm probably gonna build my own platform, even just to be more financially, you know, conservative. So I'm gonna do that now, and that's my first plan of action. But later on, I don't know what's gonna happen in terms of, you know, cable, exercises, hammer strength, dumbbells, all that stuff. I'm not worrying about that right now. What I'm worrying about is the basics, the squat, bench, and deadlift, and how to perform those. And if I possibly get a squat rack or a power rack, and then just work out at home for now. We'll see how it goes, man. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys are staying safe. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys are planning to do during this time, and what you guys are thinking, how you guys are gonna, you know, do things, man, because I'm curious. If you guys have any tips or tricks or any really good home workouts that you guys have that are gonna help, you know, maintain strength or size, then please let me know in the comment section below. It would help me out and help a whole bunch of other people out as well. But anyways, I hope you guys stay safe, man. If you guys are new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. It would help me out so much. I've got some exciting news coming in here soon, possibly, so stay tuned, and inshallah I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.